Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pasture Perspective. This is our 5th episode. I actually wrote it down ahead of time so that I didn't forget. Today, we're going to be discussing Season 4, Episode 7, Bats. We are recording this on December 28th, 2013, immediately after watching the episode. I am, of course, as usual, Scott. I have here with me Corpy.
Hello.
I have also MadSurge.
Hello.
And NickOnimura.
I'm Bat Nick.
All right. I just wanted to go ahead and start this little discussion off by stating that this episode was very much a thing.
It really is.
Nick, you want to give your little one-sentence weigh-in on it?
I was really not expecting what was happening in this episode, but I still enjoyed it very much.
Corpy, what'd you think?
Started strong, finished weak.
And MadSurge, what'd you think?
It was nice.
It was nice.
But I still want to see if these little things go anywhere. Or they're just going to drop them somewhere in the season.
All right. I take it you are referring to the little teeth at the end?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm guessing that also goes towards any of the various ending gags in previous episodes, like the Pony of Shadows and the comic book disappearing.
We've been getting a lot of those in Season 4, and something tells me that they're not going to be throwaway, that I kind of feel like they're maybe taking a cue from Gravity Falls, and this is all building up to something.
I'm getting
very disappointing if it doesn't.
I'm honestly getting that feeling. I'm getting that feeling as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of disappointing if there's not some kind of huge payoff.
Or even a minor payoff. You know, just has to be a payoff somehow.
Right.
Yeah. So, Nick, you want to go ahead and grab our first untransitioned topic?
Let's talk about the pacing first.
Let's do pacing. What do you want to talk about on the pacing?
I think it's like you said, it started off strong and ended weak. I think that's part of why you might think that, because the ending seemed kind of rushed as usual.
Yeah, in the final segment, they had to explain what happened and fix it in a very short period of time.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. I'm not sure I entirely agree with you, but I can see what you see. I felt like it wasn't too bad, you know, but then again, I'm using Season 3 as the reference point for bad pacing. And fuck, I forgot to silence my phone again.
We'll get it in post.
Good job.
And it was my grocery store. It wasn't even anything real. It's my grocery store saying, "Hey, remember that we sell groceries?" Anyway, no, I'm not entirely sure. I agree with you that the pacing was bad, but I can see where you're coming from, that it wasn't up to par with the rest of Season 4 so far. I can kind of go for that. You want to elaborate on what, other than, you know, what you've already said, and you want to add anything to the pacing issues you thought, Corpy?
No, I mean, that's pretty to the point of what happened. They spent a lot of time building up to the whole flutter bat thing, and then had to explain how it happened and wrap it up really quickly.
What did we think of Twilight's little science show?
That was probably the best part of the second half of the episode.
So
that was kind of neat.
It was kind of neat, and somehow they managed to make it not feel out of universe.
If you don't have technology, make it with magic.
Well, they do say that any efficiently advanced science is indistinguishable from magic. So maybe it always was magic or technology. maybe unicorns have like robo horns, and that they're all robots.
They have the power of science.
They are all nanites.
Now, the thing to take away from this is that magic is the cause of and the solution to all of life's problems.
And that is how you can be sure that all of the plot inconsistencies in Equestria do not apply to real life. Or
Nanomachines, son.
Nanites, nanomachines. So let's go ahead and take that on in with in terms of magic in the show. The stare is now pretty much confirmed to be magic in nature.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I don't really know either. I kind of liked it being vague. You know, is it magical? Is it psychological? What's the deal with the stare?
I liked how it started out in season 1, where she didn't have control over when it happened, per se.
Yeah.
Now it seems like she can just do it whenever.
Yeah. You know, on the flip side, you have to, be careful, not to say, new things. I am terrified of new things. But on the other hand, you're not always wrong to question.
Because sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
And I didn't feel like this one didn't make sense per se. It just felt kind of unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
So, Corpy, you want to grab next topic?
Yeah, let me pull the doc up here.
You're not even looking at it. Come on, man. You're supposed to be prepared for this, and I am not fixing it in post.
Okay, Scott, I'll just have to unleash a string of profanities, and then you'll have to fix it in post.
And no.
I guess we can talk to, since we were talking about the stare, we can go to Fluttershy talking to animals is literal.
That's kind of another thing that I felt was that Fluttershy, understanding animals, they were ambiguous about whether it was, Dr. Doolittle, I can hear them in Equestrian, or whether it was more of a I just, empathize with them kind of communication.
Well, I mean, it was kind of implied from season 3 with the beavers that she could understand what they were saying.
Yeah.
Verbally.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know how I feel about that. Kind of mixed thought on that. What do you guys think on the topic? How do you feel about it?
Doesn't mean the animals understand her, though.
Maybe.
Well, not always.
The animals have pretty much always been able to understand all ponies, not just Fluttershy.
Right.
We've seen that.
And she's been able to carry on conversations with them, like in Hurricane Fluttershy as well. That's
true. Well, but that could be chalked up, to the whole, when you've got, a lonely old lady sitting there conversing with her cats in real life. The cats aren't actually, they're not actually talking to each other.
True.
They're projecting. It's a projected conversation, but that does not seem to be the case anymore. So, MadSurge, you want to go ahead and grab a topic?
I don't know.
All right, let's talk about Let's talk about Fluttershy's
I don't know
character.
because you know how I am with songs. I never like them.
Oh yes, I almost completely. I've got this bullet point in all caps and everything, and I almost didn't read it. Song. We had a big song. What MadSurge didn't like the song apparently.
No, it's not that I didn't like it, but it's so I don't like songs in general.
Oh. So MadSurge is actually Fighting Dreamer hates this.
I hate songs in animation. They break the pace and they don't fit. They often don't fit.
Well, disregarding MadSurge's objectively wrong opinion, what did the other two of you
I know I am objectively wrong.
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
This was a nice song, though.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the song. I feel like it was the best part of the episode for me. The whole Danny Elfman vibe in it, having grown up with the music of Boingo Boingo and Danny Elfman, I liked that feel of it, the dark feel of it.
That's a really great way to describe it, Danny Elfman.
And the animation of it with the different colors and the differences between how Applejack and Fluttershy saw the vermin.
Yeah. They played the song visually very interestingly.
Yes.
They during the song they oversaturated Fluttershy's colors and undersaturated every pony else's colors. I thought I was a little weirded out. I felt like the song's tone fit in with the show plenty fine, but whether I liked it wasn't as catchy as most other pony songs are.
No, it was very conversational and narrative in nature.
Yeah.
I thought it was catchy.
You're not going to have them in season 6, humming a callback to it. You're not going to hear a winter wrap-up callback to it like you heard in this episode, calling back to winter wrap-up.
Yeah, I love the song for what it was in this episode, but it's not the kind of song that you could listen to outside of the context of the episode.
Right. So, it was interesting. I expect to hear a lot of Halloween remixes this upcoming October. We will finally dethrone Nightmare Night as the Halloween song for Pony.
Thank God.
2 months late.
Yeah, 2 months late. Let's talk about Fluttershy's character development first. We'll get to AJ. Let's start off with Fluttershy. What did we think about any character development happening in this episode? How did her past developments come into play here, and how did she grow?
Not sure she really did. I mean, she's the same, loves animals, got peer pressured into doing something because she didn't stand up for herself, and at the end it's like, I should stand up for myself more. Okay, you kind of learned that like 3 or 4 times already.
So, kind of saying this is Fluttershy's Super Speedy episode? Super Speedy Apple Squeezy 6000 episode? I didn't learn anything?
Well, yeah, because in the end it turned out that she was right. In the narrative of the show, at least.
But she did get those cute little fangs.
Yes.
All right. So, since Fluttershy didn't learn anything this episode, then I guess AJ did. What did AJ have any character development, do you think?
She needs to be ready to sacrifice some of her precious apples.
I felt like it was a message about investing in the future.
Yes.
Yeah, patience.
Yeah, it was a.
You can't have the.
Sorry, you cut out there, MadSurge.
You can't have your pie and empty too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the seeds that the bat spit out will grow stronger trees, but it will take time.
Mm-hmm. Well, so do you think? I'm trying to figure out how to phrase the thought in terms of real world business concepts. We're seeing these days a lot of very short term instant gratification business practices. And this episode pretty blatantly says, no, those are not great. Arguably an environmental message.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually generally how I feel, Corpy. I'm just bringing it up for discussion's sake.
Yeah. And in terms of short-term businesses, agriculture is a long-term business.
That's true. You can't milk the land for all it's got every year.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. You will not survive more than a few years with that concept. Yet, as a global society, that's what we're doing.
The fields need to rest,
and so they shall. Mm-hmm. I was honestly in this episode. I was expecting, because Applejack was like, I'm speaking on behalf of Granny Smith here. We need to kill them varmints, or run them out, or whatever. And I was kind of expecting for Granny Smith to come back, but before the whole, vampire subplot came in, or plot came into play. I was expecting Granny Smith to come back and, smack Applejack upside the head for completely misinterpreting whatever the Granny Smith's original message was.
Yeah, that would have made a more compelling third act.
I thought that would have been a neat third act, but that's not what happened.
No.
So, anyone else have anything we want to talk about?
How about Rainbow Dash? Clearly having some sort of addictive personality.
Rainbow Dash. I put in my little personal notes here. Dash loves cider. I ship it.
That was a nice bit of continuity.
Yeah. Is that really character development? I guess it could. They've been really playing up Rainbow Dash's, jump in headfirst characterization in this season. There seems to be a new running gag of, Twilight says, "All right, now we need a plan," and Dash says, "Fuck it, we're doing it." They've been doing it a lot. I don't remember seeing that really in season 3 in Dash. But then again, I don't remember seeing much of anything in Dash season 3.
Ouch.
Well, we had a hard time developing most characters. I think Fluttershy was the only one who had significant forward motion. Well, and of course Twilight, because she got some wings.
Yeah, among the main 6 at least.
Yeah, among the main 6. We got a ton of secondary motion in season 3, with Scootaloo. But they've really brought the focus back in on the main 6 in season 4, and I'm liking it.
Me too.
I was trying to figure out what you said, MadSurge. You said me too. Okay. All right. Well, unless anyone else has something to talk about, this is a really short session, I think. Yeah, shoot, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
There's really just not a lot to talk about this episode. It was just very straightforward.
Like the title.
Very crazy, yet at the same time very straightforward.
Yeah.
I like that they use the mirrors to defeat the vampire pony. Like real vampires, they can't. Real vampires.
Well, there are no real vampires.
Yeah, but in our lore, in human lore.
You mean there's no real vampires? But what about my hopes for falling in love with Edward? God, now I just realized if it did happen, I was just better. It's a better love story than Twilight.
Yes.
And I was just thinking, man, Equestria Girls was a better love story than Twilight, and it involved Twilight.
Well, that didn't go anywhere, at least.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this session. Thank you, Corpy, MadSurge, and Nick for coming in and talking with me about this episode. And thank you, dear listeners, for listening to us. Have a good, until next time, whatever. Bye.
See you next time.
Bats!
I did suck up for your views.